What's the deal, YouTube? It's your boy Next Gen 720, and I am back with another video. I say, yeah, he. I'm not gonna be here long. I'm not gonna be here long. Actually, what I'm gonna have to do, actually, let me mute myself in the background where I'm at. Yeah, we rocking and rolling, All right. Not gonna be here long. This is not gonna be that type of video. Shout out to everybody in the live stream, man. It says, and listen, man, you know I'll be running on Black Man's time. I'm a little late, man. But anyway, listen, I have a slew of videos that I'm going to do. Listen, I'm back on my grind. I know I've been saying this, but listen, I had a second surgery. I just got the staples out of my chest. So listen, I'm good. We're about to make this happen. We're about to have some fun. We are going to have some fun with this Xbox One X and this PlayStation 4. So we're going to have some fun. We are going to have some fun. So anyway, it says here, Middle Earth Shadow of War there. Because everyone's, same thing with the Xbox One and the PS4 at the start of this generation. Like I told you, this whole generation has been about resolution. Not really about the game. It's been about power, resolution, and frames per second. So we have the big multiplets that are releasing throughout now, between now and the holiday season. Now, normally, every 99.9% of the games have been 1080p on the PlayStation 4, and they've been 900p, sometimes even 720p, but more directly between 900p to 1080p on the Xbox One. You know what I mean? But now the roles have reversed. And what I told you guys is very important. Going forward, from now on, the Xbox One X will have the better version of the multiplayer. But listen, it says here, Middle of Earth Shadow of War dev, PS4 4K, native 4K, not guaranteed. This is other, but they're just being nice here. Specs not as high as the Xbox One. Now, is this here also? Wait, is this one here? No, that's not it. Let me go back. I got some other stuff, but I'm gonna keep it simple on this one. A lot of people were coming out and saying, well, or we're trying to push this narrative that there's no reason to get an Xbox One X because it's going to checkerboard like the Ps4 Pro. And again, what I tell you guys, I don't know if it's some of these jokers are slow or it's just, I don't know, I don't understand. But I've been saying since day one, resolution does not determine better graphics. It's the textures, the shaders, the assets and stuff. And with the Pro, it can give you both. It can either give you a higher resolution or better textures. Why? Because it doesn't have a high enough memory bandwidth. It's not the fact that the GPU is only 4.2. And I'm not saying only. That's a very, very powerful console, the Pro. But I've always said this, unless you're new to my channel, I've told you guys since day one that they're wasting the PS4 Pro. They're wasting the system resources on China to achieve a higher resolution instead of just doing 1080p, down sampling, super sampling, whatever the case, and give us better graphics, better textures, better shaders. But no, Sony has nailed on this narrative that 1080p or whatever the case makes you a better gamer. So here's the Pro. I'm sorry, the Xbox One X. It can give you a higher resolution and better graphics. So it's already been confirmed that Shadow War is 4K native on the Xbox One X and also has the PC texture or 4K assets. This is huge. You know what I mean? And this is just the beginning. Wait till year 2. And when devs really get their hands on the hardware and learn all the tricks and stuff like that, it's going to be crazy. And listen, and if I was Sony, just do 1080p, right? And give us better textures, better shaders. You know what I mean? Now listen, all jokes aside, put the console war stuff to the side. I've been saying this since day one. I bought the Pro because I was assuming that I was going to have better graphics. Yeah, I assumed that the games were going to look 3 times better than they were on my standard PS4. Now listen to this. I want to be clear. For those of you saying that there's no need to get an Xbox One X because it's going to checkerboard like the PS4 Pro. First of all, let me tell you something. If you didn't watch, if you didn't check out Xbox Beast Fire yesterday, please do so. A very, very interesting show. Your boy, listen, I got some stuff. I got some stuff that's on the way. You guys are going to love. I'm telling you. The big differences, and I'm gonna be very clear. First of all, checkerboard rendering is something that Ubisoft patented. I think that's there. You have sparse render. You get a bunch of things you call them, but that's something that Ubisoft patented, or I think patent, or whatever the case. You even have checkerboard rendering on the PC. I think one of the first games that may have used that technique was Rainbow Six, or whatever the case may be. And shout out to my man K Mega. He was telling me about it, so I went and did my own little dumpster diving. You know what I mean? There's checkerboard rendering or sparse rendering on the PC side of things also. You know? Fact. So does that mean that your 1080p, or I'm sorry, your 1080, your GTX 1080 is not a capable card? Like, these people come with these straw man arguments, man, or start to talk with semantics. The Xbox One X is not in competition, with the PC. I don't know why PC guys like to hop in this console war. It's not really a war. I'm just saying for shits and giggles. And comparing the PC to the console. Even you had the legendary great John Carmack. So you can take a PC with the same specs, and he just with any console, and that console would dance circles around any PC with those. So whatever graphics card out there, they will give you 6 teraflops. Just listen what I'm saying. We're talking about a console. The Xbox One X will dance circles around it. And the same thing with the PS4 Pro. If you take any graphics card out there, was it a Radeon, was 4X, 480X, or whatever, if you take one of those and put it with the same specs as what's in the Pro would dance circles around it. Why? Because of optimization. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in for a treat. E3, right? My last example, E3. Now, listen to what I'm saying carefully, because a lot of times you guys don't listen to the message. You just go by the overall statement. Look at the All-Star of Microsoft's E3 show. They showed Metro. And right away, it blew my mind. I've never seen that level of detail in a game. Like to me, that was like the wow moment. I give you an example. At the start of every generation, or whatever the case, you get that you get that wow moment. And to me, I give you an example. When first Gears of War, when you were running up the steps with the chainsaw, you know what I mean? And at the first scene, that was like, oh wow, like that next generation is here. Or the wow from us going from standard to HD in the 7th generation. It was that big of a difference. And listen, we're still in the 8th generation, but with these mid-console refreshes, whatever you want to call them. So I don't really know how long this generation is going to last. I don't know if we're still dealing with generations. I think we're past that. You know what I mean? Because one thing that PC gaming has over console gaming, their gaming library or whatever does not get old. They take it with them. You know what I mean? And which I think is a plus. Now, as console gamers or owners, if you play on consoles, our library no longer will get old. But I know as far as on Microsoft side of things, I don't know what Sony's going to do. But as long as these consoles remain x86, it will not be a problem. You know what I mean? But hear me out. Looking at what Microsoft showed, whether the multi-plats. Now listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying who won E3. I'm just talking about graphics. And I understand there's a lot more than gaming, but we judge games about what we see. Graphically, the things that Microsoft showed on their stage destroys anything that Sony showed. Now, I'm not saying you may like, I love God of War. I'm not talking about fun factor, what you may enjoy. Spider-Man looked great. But graphically, and we're not even watching this live. If you watched it on YouTube, I watched it on my 4K TV. I used the Mixer app. So it was really, but things are still compressed. Can you imagine what it's going to look like in person? I've told guys from the beginning, as long as the games are noticeable, I'm not talking about resolution, look better graphically, Microsoft's not going to have a problem asking for $500 for the console. You know what I mean? They're not going to have an issue with that. As long as things are, you can tell the average Joe, we're not going to Who got more blades to grab? You know how Digital Foundry gets. And speaking of Digital Foundry, they've been very quiet when it comes to Sony and their exclusives at E3. Because according to Sony, everything that they showed was running on the PS4 standard. But shall I digress? That's another story for another day. And looking at those multiplats, whether it's Assassin's Creed, Anthem, this graphically, and God of War looks amazing. No Days Dawn looks amazing. Spider-Man looks amazing. Compare Anthem graphically to any game that you saw on Sony stage. It blows. I'm not talking about what you enjoy playing more. No, that's not what I'm saying. Compare Metro graphically to anything that Sony showed on their stage. This is what I'm talking about. Even one better. I've never even played the Ori and the Blind Forest. I never even played the first one. But Ori and the Blind Forest 2, just graphically, compare that to anything that Sony showed on their stage. Maybe I'm not saying you gotta like the game. I'm not saying that Ori is better than God of War. Because people like to confuse my words here. No. I'm talking about, he said, not the game that I love, but graphics. No, we ain't talking about the game. We talking about graphics. Or we talking about the game? I'm talking about graphics. Our face is going to melt. This is what I'm talking about. And you know what happened? And listen, whether you choose to agree with it or not, that's why right now on Amazon you have the Xbox One X is the most wished for item. Most wished for item. Why? Because the casuals saw those graphics, and it blew them away. Ladies and gentlemen, it's about to get uglier than a masterpiece sneaker. You know what I mean? It just doesn't stop there. Project Cars 2 already confirmed native 4K 60 on the Xbox One X. When asked about the PlayStation 4 Pro, no comment at the moment. You see where I'm going with this? Do you see where I'm going with this? You know what I mean? No, listen, I'm not going to take up too much of your time because I'm about to live stream in about 2 minutes, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to the 120 people watching me live, man. You know what I mean? I'm not, you know, it's going down. My man Top Dog said, "Yep, it's official. Z is the dumbest nigga on YouTube." Why? How am I dumb? And he said, I'm not killer. You said Metro was running on. Yes, it was running on the PC with specs equivalent to that of Xbox Scorpio or Xbox One X. Everything you probably saw running there at E3 was running on dev kits with PC. Even with you heard what EA said, Anthem was running on. Even they said it was running on Xbox One X hardware. But even if it was running on a PC, let me ask you a question. What do you think God of War was running on? What do you think Spider-Man was running on? Your argument is crazy. Like, I hate when you're like, come on, man, listen, you know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm getting at. Like, stop it. You know what I mean? You know, you're bugging. But anyways, I was saying, you know, and listen, shout out to my man Top. You always swing by the loud, the guy, man. But please explain to me what's dumb, or what am I saying here that you disagree with? My man X Killer said it's a different CPU. What do you like? Address to me before I get about it. Like, what are you saying? You know what I mean? Like, explain to me. Yeah, what do you like? I don't understand what you're saying. My man Black 12 said the only downside of the Xbox One is I'm sorry, the only downside of the Xbox One X is that we have to wait till November 7th. You're absolutely right. But my man here, shout out my man Gavin Bailey. That's my man from the UK. He be all over the place. Uh, he said Project Cars is about the killer titles. It's yeah, okay, about the killer titles. First of all, when I say Project Cars, that's it's a graphically demanding game. Okay, Shadow of War, Gav Bailey, is a killer title. Let me tell you something. My man Gavin, shout out my man, he's a dude too, but he be flip flopping all over. Listen, okay. Every multiplayer that you just named right now, whether it's Call of Duty, Battlefront, Battlefield, Madden, FIFA, and Red Dead, will not only run better on the Xbox One X, play at a higher resolution, but I'm gonna say this again. Let you just join. It's going to have the PC textures, the 4K assets. That's something that the PS4 Pro cannot do. Ask me why. Okay, you've been doing why? Why can't the PS4 do it? Why the Pro? Because it does not have a high enough memory bandwidth. Okay, it has. I'll give you an example. The Xbox One X has 9 GB of GDDR5 RAM. I think it's 326 gigabytes per second, if I'm not mistaken, give or take. And whereas the PS4 Pro only has 5 GB of GDDR5 RAM, I think it's at 216 gigabytes per second, more or less. That's, even if they both have 5 GB apiece that were allocated for gaming, just think about that. Even if they have both 5 GB apiece, it's the memory bandwidth. And what you mean by that? It can handle even a higher resolution, and it can handle better textures. That's the difference. You know what I mean? That's that's the difference. And seriously, AZ just invite on live. It's not really a debate. Like, what is there to debate with? I like this Killer. I'm not going to say that. Do you want to debate me? We can do this live. We can make it. We pick a time later on today, and we can do a live debate if you think that you want some of this sauce. Because I don't. What I'm saying here, I'm not even giving you guys my opinion. I'm just giving you a fact. Like, there's something like, here is the PS4, a more capable console than the Xbox One X. I'm sorry, the Xbox One. Yes, it has beefier specs. That's not. It's a given. That's why 99.9% of the games perform better on the Pro. It's a more capable console. So I don't even understand why. What is the argument? Let me give it to you like this, right? Just think about what I'm saying, and we can just drop. We can close the show with this. The standard PS4 is 1.8 teraflops. The PS4 Pro is 4.2 teraflops. You would need the Pro, the power of the Pro, and the standard PS4, Slim or whatever, to equal 6 T-flops. Microsoft is giving you a 6 teraflop console for $500. To get 6 T-flops on Sony side, you will have to add the Pro with the standard PS4. So you got $400 plus $250. That's $650 to equal the power of the Xbox One. Still no 4K Blu-ray drive player. Here's Microsoft giving you 6 T-flops for $500. Like, y'all bugging. You know what I mean? I don't even understand. You know what I mean? And look. You listen. Now listen. Here's the thing, Killer. Now, I will give you this. Sea of Thieves is not my type of game. I don't care for it. But everyone that plays it is on their top 5. They can't wait to get their hands on it. It's not for me. But if you like it, I love it. Cuphead, I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to Cuphead. I'm a little man. I may be a little older than you, but I like that whole art style. I grew up, looking at cartoons like that. So it goes to my inner childhood. You know what I mean? But what's crazy is even that the stuff that they show for Sea of Thieves and people that was running on the Xbox One S. The developers from Rare, they came out and said we didn't even show you it running on the Xbox One X yet. So what they showed you at E3 from Sea of Thieves was running on the standard Xbox One. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But like I said, it is what it is, man. I don't even understand where I don't remember. Shout out my man Sam Walton. You know what I mean? This Ape Sam. Like, so shout out to my man Sam. He's been rocking out with the show and the channel for and from his comments, I can tell that he's been more pro Sony, which is cool. I got a problem with that. But this right here, Sam, is what I'm been excited for. This is why I can't wait. You know what I mean? My man, listen, you can't even keep it real. And listen, X Killer. I can't even listen from your comment right here where you said power don't sell consoles. What are you talking about? Why did the PS3 sell sorry, the PS4 sold so well for the first 3 years? They didn't have any games. What games made the PS4 sell well at the start of the generation? What? They didn't have any games. They had the best version of the multiplats. So we got to stop acting like none of that stuff didn't happen 3 years ago. What? Killzone made the PS4 sell so well? No. Like, stop. Was it Knack? Was it Drive Club? Was it The Order? No. All Sony had for the first 3 years was Bloodborne and The Last of Us Remastered, indies, and the best version of the multiplats, bro. It was Sony that said the world's most powerful console. It was Sony that said that 1080p makes you a better gamer. Stop it, man. Bro. Listen, man, listen, man. Listen, I didn't even come here for this, bro. I ain't even come here to give you this work. Man, bro, stop it. Hey, listen. You said, but Sony showed you what to look forward to. What did they show you? Deep down? What the hell is deep down? What did they show us to look forward to? What games? Hey, bro, you bugging. This conversation's over with you, my man. You know what I mean? He don't want this work. Like, bro, you don't want to step in the big ring. My man, in New York Gamer said Microsoft dropped the ball with that release date. What do you mean they dropped the ball with that release date? I don't understand. Explain to me in the comment before I get. What do you mean they dropped the ball with the release date? He said, I don't understand that. Microsoft said last year, E3, holiday 2017. How did they drop the ball with the release date? But listen, like, this is crazy. Like I was telling, even K Meg and everybody. Shout out to my dude, my brother. But I was telling everybody, when they would say, "Oh no, the Xbox One X may release in the summertime." Why would Microsoft release the Xbox One X in the summertime? There are no games to take advantage of the console's hardware. There are no games. All the big games, the AAA games, the big multiplex, come out during the holiday season. So why the hell would Microsoft release the Xbox One X? What game you got coming out this summer? Just Madden? You get one noticeable game that comes out during the summers is Madden. So how did they drop the ball about the release date? I don't even understand that. And I'm not trying to, put you, Johnny, on the spot. I just don't understand. Shout out my man Flip Money, Kelvin, what's good? My man said, yeah, like, bro, you bugging, man. Look, I ain't even want to come in for that. But listen, man, ladies, do me a favor right now. If everybody would like this little get together right now, hit the like button, man. I appreciate it. Hit the like button right now. Just get 100 likes in here, man. You know what I mean? My man Gavin Billy. Hey, my man, hold up, because I seen your comment. First of all, shout out to my man Gab Bailey from the UK. My man Gab Bailey been flip flopping this whole generation, right? If I'm not mistaken, he just recently got a Pro, which is cool. I think it's best to own both consoles. To own everything. I get it. But us as gamers, we see these games, we want to face them out. You know what I mean? And I understand gameplay is very important. I get it. But we judge these games by what we see. And if it's just an indication of what we have to come, I'm just saying, as us or me being a console guy, or you know what I mean, we've never had the level of this or these type of graphics in a console. Sony dropped the ball with the Pro because again, they're still talking about a higher resolution. Resolution does not give you better graphics. They give you a sharper image. I'm gonna give you just an example. Last thing before I get up out of here, right? We gotta touch on resolution does give you better. Listen, you can be playing God of War 3 on your PlayStation 3. God of War 3 on the PlayStation 3, I believe, is 720p. I'm not mistaken, it's 720p, maybe a little low, sometime a little lower than that. Just say God of War 3 is 720p. Then you can take Mario 64. You can be playing that 4K 60, whatever, on your highest rig, whatever. You can be playing Mario 64 at 4K, right? Native 4K. What game looks better graphically? Regardless of the resolution, you understand the resolution, because why does God of War look better? Because of the textures, the shaders and stuff. You know what I mean? That's right. Like I said, that's an example of. Oh, even better. I'll give you even simpler than that. You had Rise on a Rome was 900p, right? If I'm not mistaken. Rise on a Rome is 900p. Then you had the Amazing Spider-Man that came at the start of this generation was native 1080p on the Xbox and the PlayStation. You know what I mean? What game looked better graphically? You know, that's what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? But anyway, man, this is your boy, my man. Shout out, my man. Listen, you guys, listen. I listen. I know I got. I know when you look at next gen, I got so many different shows and stuff that I do. I got BGST. I got Xbox Beast Fire, which was a great show yesterday. You guys got to check it out. My man Kareem Lewis, aka Post Up, also co-owner of Broadband Bullies. My brother, little brother, Garrett Kingsblood Gaming. Uh, Another part of, like I said, Broadband Bullies co-owner. And you guys say, keep saying, what the hell is broadband? Now listen, let me say this again. Broadband Bullies is something that we do. It's like I said, we live stream, and we have on Broadband Bullies. Not only do we do gaming podcasts and stuff like that, we have what you call stream teams, and that we may go against team. Like I'll give you an example. We went against Mooch and Crab's Low Crowd. What you call MCC in the mornings? You want to call it their live stream show, or whatever. We went Broadband Bullies versus them. Destroyed them. So so what I said with Broadband Bullies, that's going to branch off just like it's in everything, sports, shows, that's dedicated to sports, a whole bunch of different things. That's what you guys keep hearing me talking about, this Broadband Bullies. You know what I mean? Live streaming, like you said, you don't even have to be a podcaster or a YouTuber. If you like the game and the stream, whatever the case may be, or if you want, if you're not the big, if you want to just come talk about politics or whatever, we're gonna have a platform that, like I said, Broadband Bullies is gonna be everything that I do here on this YouTube community or whatever that I created, all wrapped into one, but even better. Like, I'm really getting behind this Broadband Bullies thing, man. That's what it's all about. But anyway, this is your boy Next Gen 720, and I'm looking for a Sony guy. I need someone to debate. Next Gen is going back to my roots. How you say you got battle rapping? I'm going back to my roots, man. I'm looking for a pony that's knowledgeable, that wants this work. Is anybody you think you might want me to debate? Drop their name at the bottom and answer what it is. I mean, anybody. I'm willing to debate anyone. Let's make it happen. Broadband Bullies, man. I'm out of here. You know what I mean? It's gang banging, cuz. Damn, he said right off the back, he said we ain't think he said the Ps4Pro is nuts. Now listen, if you're just not tuning in, take the show back to the beginning of the show. Give you guys a lot of knowledgeable information. Take it back to the beginning. You know what I mean? My man RGV, please explain. Are you talking to me or is something else in the Oh, my man Rizzo said, is there any words on the pre-orders yet? Nah, they still haven't passed the FCC. But if you look at Amazon, it's the #1 most wished for item this year. You know what's also what I want to talk about? And I'm gonna do another video. I see Nintendo lost the NPD this month. And that console's only been out, 2 months, 3 months, like, damn, I told you. Maybe one day these guys will start listening to me, man. Listen, one thing, my opinion is my opinion, whether you agree with it or not. But I've given you guys a lot of information on my small little platform. Not my opinion. I'm giving you guys factual stuff. And I don't get credit for, which is cool, you know what I mean? But this is my track record. Gave you guys the release date of Titanfall 2 way before it came out. That's nothing. It's something small. Told you guys about Killer Instinct way before Microsoft announced it, but that's small. I told you guys again that the PS4 Pro Neo was coming. That it was releasing this house. I told you that was coming, and Sony was also putting out a Slim. You guys said I was wrong about that. I didn't know what I was talking about. You know what I mean? I told you guys that then Microsoft, this is before Microsoft even announced the Project Scorpio. I said Microsoft will be releasing a much more powerful console in 2017. You know what I mean? No one believed me. They must have a child of God. That's crazy. I bet I bet a few people. PMS Jordan, she never paid me. Like, people don't honor their bets here on the internet, man. But like I said, it is what it is, man. Like I said, my opinion, I can never be wrong with. My opinion is my opinion. You know what I mean? But I just told you going forward. Like I told you guys, I said when it comes to hardware going forward, what was told to me, Microsoft would never be outgunned again when it comes to that. You know what I mean? Because this was the narrative. The guys, pushed home this, power, which is cool. I like it. I like new tech. I like new tech. Like I was telling you guys too. I don't see what's the big deal about the Nintendo Switch. Well, you get to take what games in the go. You're not going to be able to really take real live, graphically demanded games. That's what you guys thought, and I told you it wasn't the case back then. You guys thought you was going to have your your divisions or the Star Wars Battlefront. You better take all this stuff. No, you don't. Because the way a lot of those games are always online. You know what I mean? And one of the main purposes of the Switch is supposed to take this thing and go. Second, Nintendo. This is not the successor to the 3DS. Nintendo is still making 2DSs and stuff. You know what I mean? They already said it's not the successor. And I said, 3, all new consoles sell out at launch. It is what it is. But we've seen this movie before with Nintendo, where their exclusives sell well, but they're releasing again. This is their ninth generation console. You're releasing a ninth generation console that's not on par with eighth generation console. They're not on par with consoles that came out in 2013. You know what I mean? You just had E3. You had Ubisoft. You had all these, and Ubisoft are making a little rabbit game for it. You have all these AAA multiplayer games that are coming out, and not one of those games is on the Switch. I told you guys this, so you understand what I'm saying? So damn, if you're gonna spend $300 for Switch and not have none of your, you know what I mean, not have anything, not the duties, none of that stuff. But shall I digress, man? Like I told you, man, we're gonna come back to this conversation a couple months from now. Maybe one day they give me my just due. Meanwhile, this is your boy Next Gen. Last comment, my man X Killer said. Let me see what he makes some sense. He's making some sense here. He says the X is more powerful, no doubt. But Microsoft needs at least 6 blockbuster games to try to even compete with Sony's lineup. My last comment is to you. Does Sony have some great games that are coming out in 2018? We hope. Yes, they do. God of War, Spider-Man, no Days Gone. I give you that. Now, Sony doesn't have 6, but Sony has 3 that are coming out, right? Now, whether you like them or love it, Microsoft has State of Decay 2, which is going to be a huge game. Microsoft has Sea of Thieves. Whether you like it or love it, that's another going to be a huge game, okay? But again, my man, what you don't understand, and what I've been saying, multi-plat rule. What I mean by that, Legend of Zelda was a great game, right? Everyone's talking Wind Waker when the last one just came out was Legend of Zelda. Horizon Zero Dawn. A lot of you guys were hyping up Horizon Zero Dawn. Great game. Who's talking about Horizon Zero Dawn or Zelda right now? No one. One and done. Us as gamers, we're like, out with the old, in with the new. You know what I mean? Those all that you named are single player games, right? So they're gonna be talked about for the first month and a half that they come out. Then after that, it's gonna be next to the next big multiplayer out, because those games don't have a multiplayer aspect, which is, and listen, I'm not saying that every game needs a multiplayer thing, but just being real, you know what I mean? You buy that game, you beat it, and that's it. I can't wait to get my hands on those games. So I don't want to seem like I'm coming off as me being a hypocrite here. You know what I mean? But my man, what you don't understand again is that what's helped propel Sony to the forefront, because at the start of the generation, Microsoft was wiping the floor with Sony when it comes to exclusives, whether you like them or not. Look at the launch of the Xbox One, had about 13 exclusives, something like that. Whether you like them or not. Microsoft's had a slew of exclusives. Okay, Quantum Break, Sunset Overdrive, Rise on the Road. Now again, you may not like them. You know what I mean? And so maybe those may not be for you. I get it, but the filler or the multiplats. With Sony, Sony leaned on indies and the multiplats. And going forward, not only will those multiplats run at a higher resolution, because this is what you guys were saying, on the Xbox One X, but they're also going to have better graphics. Nick, why would I buy the? Remember this? Why would I buy the Infinity version of on the Xbox when I can get a 1080p on the PlayStation? You remember that? Why, Nick? Why are you buying it for the Xbox? It's 1080p on the PlayStation. You know how many times I heard that? Well, so why am I going to buy on the Pro? And it's 30 frames per second, and it's only it's checkerboarding, and it ain't got better graphics. Graphically, those games are looking better was on the Slim. So you need to ask yourself that question. Sony's in for a world of hurt, a world of pain. This is your boy Next Gen 720. I'm out of here, man. Do me a favor and hit the like button. But listen, on the real talk, if it's somebody that you want me to debate, I don't care who it is. It can be Jack Tritton, Jim Ryan. Let me know who it is. We're going to set up. We're going to make it happen. This is your boy Next Gen 720. I'm out of here. Bang.